Hey there guys, Mark here back with another video. Today we're going to be having a look at electromagnetism. Now this is quite an interesting topic. We're going to be using a nail, some enameled copper wire and two pieces of heat shrink to create our very own electromagnets. Now electromagnets differ quite a bit from conventional magnets, as conventional magnets are always magnetic, where with an electromagnet you can turn the electronic field around it on and off. This is quite useful and very cool, and I'm going to show you an example of what we're going to be creating in this video. So we have our two batteries as a power supply, and we're going to be supplying current to our nail right here. So over here, I'm going to be supplying current, and I have some screws here. As you can see, very powerful electromagnet. And what happens when we turn this off? Drops everything like we expected it to. Now, please stay tuned for this video. I really hope you guys do enjoy and follow along if you'd like. So without any further hesitation, let's get straight into it. So over here we can see we have all of our components that we're going to need to create our very own electromagnet. This all is supplied in the kit. My copper wire is still on the roll. Yours might be rolled up in a smaller bundle. And you're going to see we have two pieces of heat shrink here, which just makes it look much nicer. So we have around 10 meters of this enameled copper wire. And why do I say enameled copper wire? There's quite a big difference between enameled copper wire and normal copper wire. So you need to use enameled copper wire as it has a thin coating surrounding it, so your wires doesn't make it dead short. It's going to be the exact same as these wires right here, where you can see they have a clear insulator surrounding them so they don't short when they touch each other. Enameled copper wire works in very much the same way, except that you can't really see the enamel coating that is on there. So first thing we want to do, we want to be turning our wire around our nail, and we're going to be doing this quite a lot of times, so I might be speeding up the process. So do make sure that you have a small end sticking out here on the sharp end of your nail. You can make this as long as you'd like. I'm going to go for around 20 centimeters just to make sure that I have enough space to connect it to my battery. So like this. And then you're going to grab it on this end and you're just going to start turning it around. Now, I'm going to speed up this process so you don't have to watch me winding this up and down for about 10 minutes. Okay, great. Oh, that took me quite a while to do, and this might take you some time as well. But if you want to cheat and take a bit of a shortcut, you can ask your dad for one of his power tools, or if you have a power drill at home, and he can go ahead and spin it very fast. You can just hold the wire and make sure it's nice and evenly distributed. So as you can see here, I have a nice even distribution of copper. I was turning it to the left, back to the right, in no particular manner. I was just keeping nice tension so it doesn't just fall off. And as you can see here, it might come off. If you try and pull it, you see it's going to start falling off. So you should be left with two ends here. So we have two ends where we're going to be placing our battery terminals. So after I've wound it up, you're going to see that I have a nice even distribution of copper right here, which is going to be very useful for us so we can actually fit this heat shrink over here. Now, you're going to be adding it like this so the wire doesn't come off, and we have it over our nail. But as you can see, this is still quite loose, and that's the cool thing about heat shrink. So heat shrink, when you apply heat to it, it's going to go ahead and shrink, going to create a nice insulative coating surrounding our electromagnet, and this is going to make our wires not come off. So as you can see here, I'm going to take a lighter, just evenly distribute the heat, and it's going to get smaller until it covers our entire electromagnet so our wires can't come loose. Wow, there we go. So as you can see here, we have a nice insulative coating surrounding our electromagnet. So for best measures, you can add both of these heat shrink pieces that you got in your kit, but I'm just going to add one just for simplicity and show you guys how it works. I'm quite excited to get this bad boy tested, and we're going to be having a look at it in just a moment. Now, the next problem we're going to encounter is going to be that our electromagnet is covered in enameled copper wire, and our copper wire is covered in enamel. So if we try to connect a battery to these two ends, it's not going to work. Basically because the enamel coating is going to prevent electricity from flowing to and through this copper wire. So what we want to do is we want to remove that enamel coating, and for that I have a basic butter knife, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we have our two ends, and what you can do is you can just take your butter knife and place this wire with your thumb on one of the sharp points and just pull, and do this a few times just to make sure we have all of the enamel coating off. You can repeat this as many times as you'd like. If you go ahead and you actually connect your battery and it doesn't work, then you know you still have a bit of enamel coating here on your wire ends. So I got most of our enamel removed, or I believe so. So let's get this electromagnet hooked up and see if we can actually pick up a piece of metal. So I'm going to be using one of our screws over here. I'm going to add both sides to our battery, and as you can see right here, it's working perfectly. So I got all of that enamel removed. Now let's go ahead and add this to power right here. I have a bit more screws right here. I'm going to try and actually get them to be picked up by our electromagnet. So I'm going to take our wires, wrap them around each other. I'm going to see how powerful this electromagnet is that we've created. Wow, look at that. You can pick up quite a few of these. And once we remove power from one of these points, you're going to see it should drop everything. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you were able to follow along. Now that we have our electromagnets, we can play around with them and pick up all sorts of cool stuff. Do note that they are quite power intensive and very power hungry. These batteries are not going to last very long if you actually have them connected to this all the time. So just make sure that you add a little switch in there so you can pick up and let go some things, and or you can add it to permanent power using a power supply so you don't run out of juice on your batteries. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.